Welcome back, fellow knife lovers. Been a little while since I did a video, so I figured it was time again. I got some new items, so I thought I'd show them out. Wearing my shirt here, nod to one of my favorite shows. This is the Forged and Fire shirt. It will cut and it will kill, as Doug Marcato would say. My favorite show, though, is the one that comes on afterwards, Knife or Death, and on the History Channel. I love those shows. Actually, they're on tonight, too. So I'll be watching those. I think Forged and Fire starts about 6 o'clock Eastern time on my coast here. Anyway, this is an unboxing. I've had this a while. It's a cheap knife. I only paid like $10 for it. But I wanted something I could put in the back of my car, and something that wasn't going to be expensive, that's something that's stainless that won't rust during the winter time. But I wanted a fixed blade. So I bought this dive knife. It's made by, or sold by, Blade USA. And the model number is, let's see, where is it? YK-407B. I'll leave it there for a second. YK-407B. I thought it was a United Cutlery brand. I don't know why I thought that, but I thought it said that somewhere. It's got this rubber leg strap, which I'll probably never use. Or maybe it can go in your wrist too. I'm not really sure. There may be two straps here, I think. And I think one of them goes through here, where the belt loop is, and the other one goes down here. And then it has a drain hole too, so. But it's got a pretty nice catch here. To pull it out, you just push this down and it comes out, well, fairly easy. This is hard plastic. And it's got a fairly good sized belt loop. But this should be durable anyway. And the construction, it's made in China. It's made in China, but it's got a stainless steel blade, probably a 440 stainless. And you can see it's got a notch for cutting line and fishing net. And then there's serrations on the top. And it actually came pretty sharp. All I've done is stropped it. And I think this pin, this blue part right here, it looks like a blue plastic pin. So I'm assuming it's pinned in there with that blue pin and probably just epoxied onto the handle. But I'm hoping it's full tang. It feels like it is, though. It really does. Because that handle's, even though it's rubberized, it's hard. Real hard. You cannot squeeze it. But I figured this would be a good all-purpose, you know, sort of survival knife. You can't baton it. You're not going to be able to baton it with the serrations on the top, but as far as cutting rope, or you could use that serrated side for maybe cutting small limbs to start a fire, you know, like kindling or something like that. But yeah, for $10, I think that's a good knife just to leave in the car, you know, like in the trunk or something. You never know when you might need one. A good fixed blade or something. Got a good stainless steel guard. And like I said, it locks in very secure. There's a little bit of rattle where it's just side to side, but it's not coming out. No way, no how it's coming out. Because you have to push that down pretty good to get it to come out. But I like that it's got a hard sheath, you know, a hard plastic sheath. And like I said, for $10, you really can't beat it. With the sheath, it weighs 7.9 ounces, so not super heavy either. It's not like it's not going to weigh you down or anything if you had to carry it. Let's see. Okay, next item, cold steel. I'll just show the tag. Cold steel black bear Bowie machete. And you've probably seen these because they're all over YouTube. But yeah, I've got almost every machete they make. So this one has a 12-inch blade, and they have another one that's just called a Bowie machete. This one's the Blackberry Bowie machete. And this one's more of a traditional style, like Jim Bowie would have carried. It's got a really comfortable handle. It's made out of polypropylene, and I think they're using a 1055 carbon steel. It came well oiled because there's still oil on it after I wiped it down and everything. I didn't know it until I watched some videos, but this guard here has actually a steel guard underneath the polypropylene, so it's not gonna. My dog is in there making noises. He's getting on my nerves, but anyway, this is steel underneath this polypropylene, so that's very secure. It's not gonna bend while you're trying to cut something. And something in there under the handle there. What is that? I got it. Anyway, it came with a pretty good working edge on it. And all I've done is stropped it. That's all I did to it. And it got pretty sharp. Let's see if I can cut something here. Now, that paper's too. Get a longer piece. It's hard to hold that little piece. You don't, like I said, you don't want a machete too sharp anyway. But this paper might be too thin. Well, if I can get it started. Well, it feels sharper. This paper's awful thin to be cutting with a knife this big. You can never get it started. But anyway, it feels real sharp. You just can't get it going in some papers. I'm not the best at this. Sometimes I can do it. Sometimes I can't. There it went finally. But this paper's kind of thin anyway. This is made for cutting branches and stuff. But yeah, it would slash somebody pretty good. And this top swedge is fairly sharp too, actually. Just so I can get it to cut maybe. This paper feels thinner. See, it will cut. Just such a big knife. So, but anyway, it's sharp enough for what you're gonna do with it. Like I said, you don't want it. You don't want the edge too fine or it'll roll when you try to hit something harder. But I've always liked big knives, and this one's just fine for me. Let's go ahead and weigh it without the sheath. Now this one's heavy. This one is 1 pound, 2.7 ounces without the sheath. Which I guess I better talk about that too. This sheath's pretty good. I think the sheath's made in China, but this is made in South Africa, which is good. But this has the, you know, the hard plastic plate down here at the bottom. It's pinned on. And it's there's a plastic liner inside. I can feel it, so it's not going to come through there. And then it's got a snap closure. This bad boy is pretty good. Be pretty good for camping or home defense, whatever you want to use it for. And like I said, it's a very comfortable handle. I think it's 17 overall though. The 12-inch blade and a 5-inch handle. I did not measure it, but. Now that added a little bit. It's 1 pound, 6.9 ounces now, so about 1.7 ounce, 1 pound, 7 ounces. So, but that's not too bad if you're, you know, that wouldn't even be too heavy if you're out in the woods. You probably wouldn't notice it that much. It'd be better than a, you know, a full size, you know, full thickness machete. This one's only 2.8, I think, at the spine. And then it tapers down toward the edge a little bit. 2.8 is pretty thick for a machete. It's not going to bend this way like a regular machete would. And with it being shorter, that gives it more rigidity. So, yep, it came good and sharp, and it's got plenty of oil on it. So that you will have to do though if you buy one is keep the edge oil because it's carbon steel. That 1055 will rust. So this is not one I would leave in the car over winter. Because cold air and moisture would rust it all to heck. Alright, moving on. Alright, this I came across by chance. I was on Amazon. I was just looking at some custom cleavers. I typed in, that's how I did my search. I typed in a custom cleaver. And I came up with this cleaver here. It says it's 17, but I think it's more like 15. Maybe. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention the Black Bear machete right now. The Black Bear Bowie machete on Amazon right now is, if you're a Prime member, this is only $17.99. That's free shipping. So I thought that was a real good deal because everybody else is charging like 25 and up, I think. So if you're a Prime member, this is an awesome deal. And that's why I got it. That, and I've got the other, the other ones. I've got the regular Bowie machete. Then I've got the Black Bear now. I've got the Tonto machete and then the tactical Tonto machete. So I've got like a set of them here. But anyway, back to the cleaver. This is sold and shipped by My Personal Memories, Inc. It was $29.99 and $4.99 shipping, so that's just shy of $35. But it had free personal engraving, and you could put as many letters, I think, as you want on it. The handles, they put this nice paracord wrap, and it's meant to retain your grip. To take it out, it's got one snap, two snaps, and then you can just slide it out without cutting it, hopefully. I don't know if you can see this real good, but I put Blade Obsession on it after my channel. See if I can hold it up a little closer, maybe you can see it better. I hope this comes out on video good. And then it's got some serrations up here at the top. They're pretty sharp. I guess you use that for a saw. This particular one, it didn't come very sharp, in my opinion. Well, it's not dull. I guess it would do. It would probably chop somebody up pretty good if that's what you're into. Nah, I'm just kidding. But it's kind of a shallow hollow ground all the way around it. And that's probably to reduce weight maybe, but it looks cool too. It says here on the tang, it says Jungle Master. Jungle Master. And on the front it says, let's see, I can't even read all that good. It says stainless steel, premium design, and it is made in China, unfortunately. Don't know if you can see the handles, but it's Packawood. Using a gray Packawood, I believe, with Allen head or hex head bolts or whatever. Not hex head. Forget what you call those. Standard pins, though. I was trying to see if they were had any fancy designs on them. They're a little bit of a design on them. It does have jimping, not too aggressive. Feels just right if you wanted to choke up, I guess. I haven't really played with this much, so I'm just now admiring the features of it. And I guess they expect that to be a saw though, but I guess it would cut off a limb or two. But I like the shape of it. I like that they engraved it. It's not a real high visibility engraved, but they did the, the lettering I wanted. I think it was Old English or something like that. And the handle is very comfortable. It's got the chulls and everything. And this kind of comes in handy, gives you a little extra sense of, security there, I guess, so your hand won't come out of it. But, yep. I thought it was worth $35. And, it comes with a decent sheath. It's just nylon. Cordura nylon or something like that. It's pretty thin. But the belt loop's plenty big. And it fits in there pretty secure, so you don't have to worry about that at least. And it's not like overly hard to get in there. I need to weigh it. I haven't weighed it yet. With the sheath, coming in at 1 pound 7.1 ounces, so it weighs about the same as the Black Bear buoy. But yeah, you can find this on Amazon. Just type in custom cleaver, and like I said, I think it said wedding store, the wedding party store, and then it says my personal memories is who sold it to me, and it was $29.99 plus $4.99 shipping. I think they got the length wrong on it, because this is 17 and they're saying this is 17. I think this is 15 or maybe 14 and a half, because this one actually is 17. Yeah, those are just some of the knives I've got. I've got some more new ones, and I've been working a lot of overtime. I haven't had time to get to all of them. I've probably got 5 or 6 more new ones you haven't seen. So I'm still collecting. Can't stop. It'd be nice if we could stop, wouldn't it? If you love knives the way I do. And the thing is, when you get so many, like, you can't use them all. There's no way to use them. It's just it's more of an obsession, like like my channel's name. So I don't know how to change it. Don't know that I would want to change it. But I do tell people this, collecting knives is a hell of a lot cheaper than, say, collecting guns or jewelry. Well, unless you're like that Jim Skelton guy collecting $1,000 knives or $2,000 knives. That man's probably spent maybe $100,000 on knives. Who knows? But he's the only one I know of on YouTube that spends that kind of money on knives. But there's quite a few others that do spend a lot on knives. Birdshot 4, that channel, they have some really nice knives. But then again, their budget probably allows them to, afford that. And then a lot of the knives they get are on loan from other people, or sent to them by custom knife makers for review. So, and but like most people that do knife videos like me are having to buy all their own knives. There's nobody giving me knives. I wish there were. Even if it was just like Buck or Case or Schrade or something like that, if they would, give me some for review, I'd review them. I'd take them out in the yard and beat the hell out of them, if they start giving them to me. But until that day comes, I'll just have to review the ones that I buy. So, but like I said, I don't buy anything. I wouldn't buy anything I don't like the look of, or I feel like it's just total garbage. If it doesn't get if it doesn't get the majority of reviews are positive on it, then I wouldn't buy it. And and something like this, I said that it was just $10. I didn't expect it to be, super high quality, although it does feel like it's well made. But I just bought this to leave in my car, and said it had some features I like about it. It's stainless, so I don't have to worry about it rusting. It's got a nice hard case, so it can take the beating if I want, you know. If I just wanted to throw it on the ground, it wouldn't matter to me. You know, I could use, you know, but, you know, I'm not going to do that. But, I mean, you could. And I'm sure, you know, it could take a lot of abuse. But it's lightweight. You know, it'll fit on most belts. It fits in there securely. It's got a comfortable handle. It's got a good guard to keep your hands from sliding up on it. So those are important things to me. And it did come pretty sharp. And it's, you know, it's got the, you know, the hook for gutting. I guess you could gut for fishing or cutting net, rope, whatever you want to do. And the serrations too for, I guess, other things. But it's a good multi-purpose knife for $10. So. You know, you need to think about all those things when you buy a knife. You know, at least it ought to have a purpose in your mind. Even if it doesn't get used, it should serve a purpose. You know, like this machete here, it could be used for either home defense or out in the yard, or it could just be to admire as part of your collection. You know, that's why I pretty much bought it. But you know. Somebody broke into my home and this is what I had. As long as they weren't packing a big old handgun or something, I wouldn't feel too scared. If they were unarmed, I'd feel like I had the advantage. But nowadays, if you live in the United States, that's probably not going to happen. If somebody comes in your home, I'd say 75% of the time they're probably going to have a weapon of their own, at least a knife or a gun. I'm fortunate enough to live in a pretty good neighborhood, so I've never had that kind of problem. And I have a dog. You know, I keep a dog. Everybody ought to have a dog. That's probably one of the best home defense things you can have, is a dog, because a dog, you know, most of the time, if somebody was be at a disadvantage, you know, if they didn't have a dog, because if somebody broke in their house, they may be a sound sleeper, and they may you know, a door or a little window breaking may not wake them up. But a dog can hear things people can't. You know, a dog can hear things that are, you know, like across the street, you know, in the woods, or, you know, they can hear really good. And it's like 10 times what we hear. So, but you know, they'll bark and maybe scare off a burglar or something like that. So, yeah, if you like dogs and you don't have a dog, you're worried about maybe you don't live in the best area, I would advise getting a dog. Even if he's out in the yard, he will bark. So just more things to think about. And like I said, it don't hurt to have a couple knives laying around. I keep I've got one in my living room. I keep one next to my bed. I keep them, you know, here and there, so that where I can get to one. Because, you know, the ones I, you know, don't keep put up, if they're put up, they're not going to do you any good. But, you know, if you got a dresser or something like that, you know, even if you got a gun, it don't hurt to lay a knife on there too, because if you're like me, you can have a knife in this hand, you know, like anybody could have a knife in this hand and a gun in this hand. In case you run out of bullets, you might want something else. So just think about that stuff. But anyway, it's been good coming back and doing another video, and I'll try to review some more soon. And you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Eat some turkey for me. I wish I could, but I'll be at work. Unfortunately, when you're in security work, you have to work when everybody else is not working. That's the only bad thing about security work. So anyway, I'll probably do the same for Christmas too, but you know, you got to protect everybody else's shit while they're at home with their family. So anyway, y'all have a great night. Have a good turkey day. Gobble gobble.